What if the reason most people never come back isn't because the portal kills them, but because the system does exactly what it was designed to do? Stay with me, because this is where it stops sounding mystical and starts sounding engineered. So in the previous episode, I explained how an entry portal, a wormhole, and an exit portal are supposed to work together. Not spiritually, structurally. If you study theoretical frameworks like the Einstein-Rosen Bridge proposed by Albert Einstein and Nathan Rosen, or the traversable wormhole mathematics explained by Kip Thorne, the concept isn't fantasy. It's incomplete physics. A wormhole is not a tunnel in space. It's a fold. A topological shortcut between coordinate systems. But here's the part nobody talks about. A shortcut only works if you know the exit coordinates. Otherwise, you're not navigating. You're drifting inside a collapsed metric. Every time I opened the portal, there was the electrical ripping of space-time being forced open. That part makes sense, if you think about it. If space-time is a field, and fields resist deformation, then forcing two distant coordinates into adjacency would create something like electromagnetic shear. You'd hear it, 80 decibels. You'd feel that sound go straight up your spine, as it did me. Like this. When it opens, you enter the wormhole, and here's where it gets strange. Time doesn't behave normally, gravity isn't directional, light doesn't propagate. The part aligns with real relativistic breakdown near extreme curvature, but consciousness remains intact. That's the anomaly. Your awareness still works, no photons, no spatial reference, no gravity vector. You still know you are there, which implies consciousness is not fully dependent on local space-time geometry. That's not mysticism. That's an unresolved problem in physics. Forward is the only option. Because in a non-Euclidean topology, forward is simply the direction of increasing stability. The system pushes you toward resolution, toward the exit portal, if you have one. It's where I went wrong. It was procedural, not coordinates. No alignment. No exit metric calculated. I had already observed that the two-dimensional portal boundary destroyed light at the threshold, but not matter. Photons scattered. Baryonic mass passed through. That alone should have told me something was filtering based on energy structure. But curiosity and excitement overrides caution. So I jumped without a destination. That's when I encountered the barrier. Now this is the part that sounds dramatic, but listen to the logic. If multiple civilizations or systems use wormhole architecture, you would absolutely install a boundary field, a shock-absorbing containment membrane, something that rejects foreign bodies without coordinate authorization. To absorb their speed, then push them back to where they came from. Because otherwise any miscalculated entry would cause cross-system contamination. It would be catastrophic. So what did I hit? Not a wall, was a phase boundary, an immense metric discontinuity designed to repel unaligned matter from either side. If you don't have exit alignment, you are trespassing from either direction. Protocol matters, alignment matters, assigned access matters. No key, no transition. I was off course. Completely off course. I slammed into the boundary and created a tear. And not because I was authorized, but because I applied force without structure. That's the horror. The system wasn't being malicious. It was functioning correctly. I was the anomaly. Strategic placement line at point. So, if you ever felt like reality isn't what we were told, tap like. I want to know who's awake. After the breach, I fell into a world I had no right to enter. No protocol, no alignment, and I had to be recovered. That implies monitoring by someone or something. Now let's talk about the ring that I mentioned in the previous episode. Because there is the engineering. This is where engineering becomes precise. The ring was gold base, 4 gemstones positioned 90 degrees apart, a sapphire, a ruby, a diamond, and an emerald. Outer ring rotates around a fixed inner ring on the ring finger. Mechanical indexing, quarter turn activation. That's not ornamental. That's design interface. Each gemstone corresponds to a function. Different energy configurations. Different field interactions. When she said, turn the ring to the diamond and it will take you anywhere, that suggests the diamond setting was a universal coordinate resolver. Carbon lattice. Extreme structural stability. Possibly tuned to planetary magnetic resonance. Now, here's the part that matters. Dematerialization took 1 millisecond. Particle dispersal took 5 seconds. Rematerialization took 1 millisecond. Distance did not matter. It always takes 5 seconds. That implies travel was not through space, it was through field coupling. Your atoms weren't traveling linearly. No. They were coupling to planetary magnetic field vector, ascending via vortex polarization, then descending at a new coordinate anchor. 5 seconds is the coupling duration, not travel time. That consistency is what makes it feel engineered, not magical, engineered. And when I reassembled, the kinetic recompression was violent because matter forced back into atomic adjacency at extreme speed would cause neurological shock. Loss of balance makes sense. Vestibular recalibration lag. It's physics, not poetry. And I wasn't home, which means the coordinate request to take me home was interrupted or interpreted differently than I had expected. Semantic input versus geometric resolution. This is a system problem, not a miracle. And that's the issue. If this were a hallucination, it would be chaotic. It wasn't chaotic. It followed rules. And that's what makes it unsettling.